Good morning and welcome to In the Garden with Joyful Living. While we're waiting for a few people to join us, I'm going to invite a few folks. Just bear with me. I don't know what the deal is, but for some reason now when I go live, good morning Iris, good morning Judy, if I invite people before I start the live video, it won't broadcast. But I thank you so very much for joining me this morning. This is the actual first In the Garden with Joyful Living of spring 2020. So while we wait for a couple of people to join us, I'm going to show you what I've planted thus far for the spring. So I've got my plants sitting out because, as you can see, it's actually raining this morning, and rainwater is so much better for plants than municipal water. Excuse me. This is a new plant that I just bought. It is a Delilah. It is beautiful. That's arugula lettuce, and as you can see, it's got pollen all over it. Romaine lettuce, cabbage. Good morning, Robin. Another cabbage plant. That is collard greens, and that is a daisy. Now let me tell you how you know we had a really mild winter. This plant is an annual plant, and it is from last year, but it survived the winter and it is actually coming back, so I won't have to replace my centerpiece. So I'm gonna venture out into the rain this morning because what I wanted to talk to you guys about is it's a new season. I know I'm getting rained on, but it's not the first time I've been wet, and it's not the last time. So, plus I'm an outdoor girl, so rain doesn't bother me one bit. But many of you remember in the fall, I did a post, I did it in the garden about this tree. And that it looked like it was barren and that it had died for the winter. But as you can see, it's a new season. The tree is getting ready to start budding leaves. Now, in this season, it's more than just a new season about springtime. So that's what I really wanted to talk to you about. We are experiencing something today. Good morning, Eugene. Good morning, Roz. We're experiencing some things in this new season that we have never experienced before. Our parents have never experienced it. Our grandparents had never experienced it. So this morning's in the garden is essentially, just to check in with everybody. Because, you know, I've been working from home since 2011, and that was an adjustment for me. But there are many people who are working from home for the first time in their lives. Let me see if I can do something with my glasses. There are many people who are out of work, from retail, restaurants, bars, event venues, and this is something that most of us have never, no, not most of us, none of us have experienced before, because it's a new day, it's a new season. So this morning I just wanted to check in with you guys, number one, to see how everybody's doing, because a lot of us, we have businesses that are based on being able to do events. I do speaking engagements. I can't do any speaking engagements now. So many of us have service type positions where we do massage, or we have venues like Authors and Arts. And by the way, Authors and Arts is a huge asset to this community. We need to make sure that that art gallery remains open. So she's running a fundraiser now and asking $2 for everybody. So if you'll go to authorsandarts.com, you can donate, or on the Facebook fundraiser, you can donate just $2, because with 2,000 people doing 2,000, that's $4,000, which exceeds her goal of 3,000. But in this season, we're going to have to do things differently. First and foremost, I'm imploring you all to adhere to the guidelines that we've been given, because it may seem like overkill to us. However, if you watch the news, you see that this thing is not slowing down at all. It's actually gaining speed. More people are dying every day. More people are being diagnosed as positive. So number one, please adhere to the guidelines. I know it's an convenience, but I'd rather be inconvenienced right now than to lose my life because I went somewhere and came in contact with somebody who was symptomatic, yet they chose to go out. So number one, I'm asking that you adhere to the guidelines. And two, if you're at home, well, not if you're at home, we're all at home, you're going to have to do things differently. We're going to have to actively do things for our mental well-being and our physical well-being. Your mental well-being, I'm an introvert, so being home does not bother me. But even I have to go outside every day. I have to make sure that I am doing something that is nature related, because that helps me keep my internal peace. So we're going to have to do something every day because we're in the house with our spouses, significant others, children, and that is something we're not accustomed to doing. So don't just stay at house and eat all your snacks up, because guys, number one, this is going to last much longer than 2 weeks. I know the kids will initially said they were going to be out of school too much. Good morning, Carolyn. Good morning, Sean, to everybody that I haven't spoken to. This is going to last longer than 2 weeks. It's going to last longer than a month. So find you a project around the house, something that you really are interested in, something that you really wanted to do. I'm working on a project with my second bedroom now, and I can go in there, and before I know it, hours have gone by, and you know, I've made it through this day. Because although I'm an introvert, I like to interact with people. Whenever I go to stores or whenever I go to anywhere, I talk to people because that's just who I am. But in this season, when we're not supposed to do that, y'all, I was in the grocery store the other day, and this young guy walked up to me. I mean, like within my much too close than even when we don't have these restrictions, to give me a flyer. I looked at him like he had lost his mind. I'm like, baby, I need you to back up. Good morning, Shirley. But in this season, we're going to have to do things to actively care for ourselves mentally. Do some meditation, do some tapping, do some deep breathing, do yoga, whatever it is that you need to do, because this is not going to be over with in 2 weeks. It's not going to be over with in a month. And I just want all of us to be able to, we're going to get through this, but I want us to get through this without imploding our families, without losing our own personal peace. And I don't care who you are, this is a time that we all need to be praying. A few days this week, I actually did a prayer walk where at lunchtime, we just all got together and prayed, you know, one for another, because this isn't just affecting Raleigh or Durham. You know how sometimes things happen. Good morning, Pastor Jones. When things happen and it's just this one local area, this is a global event, and it's going to have long-lasting and far-reaching impact. So now we've got to, one, make sure that we are all praying on one accord, that God will intervene on our behalf. Because this is something that I truly believe. We have turned our back on God. And if you read anything in the Bible, you know anything about the Bible, he's not going to let but so much happen before he intervenes, and he will shut some stuff down. Good morning, Donna. Good morning, Essie. And God may not have caused this. I know he didn't cause it, but he's going to allow it because we are a nation, a world of people who have turned our back on him. So this is our time for us to pray to God, you know, for him to intervene on our behalf, to repent and turn from our wicked ways, because we have gotten so far to the left. This is our time that we need to be praying, not just for our family, not just for the things that we want. God, you know, I need this new house. No, we need to be, please, forgive us and heal our land. So couple things that I went over. This was just it's a regular In the Garden episode, but it's impromptu. I didn't write any of this stuff down because I just wanted to talk to everybody about taking care of ourselves during this season. So we're going to have to do, you know, adhere to the guidelines, but we're going to have to do some things actively. For those of you who just got on, I was out in the rain earlier, and, you know, I'm a country camping, fishing kind of girl. I don't mind getting wet. But we're going to have to do some things in this season that we have never done before. Our parents can't give us any insight. Our grandparents can't give us any insight because nobody has experienced this. But I want you all to know that we can get through this. Not can get through this. We will get through this. But we're going to lose some things. We're going to have to change some things about the way we've been operating, the way we've been able to freely go and do things. And today, I want you to make a decision for you and your family that we're not going to just get through this. We're going to survive. We're going to thrive through this. I am willing to make some changes that is going to benefit me, my family, my community, my state, my country, my world. We are all in this together. Yesterday, I had to go to Whole Foods for something because I'm still working out with my trainer during this season. That's the other thing. We cannot give up taking care of our physical well-being in this season. Yes, he's doing the precautions and wiping down everything. He had purifiers going in his office. It was a safe environment to be in. But we got to continue to do those things to take care of ourselves. But we're going to have to do some things differently that we've never done. Our parents haven't experienced this. Our grandparents haven't experienced this. So we don't have a blueprint. But in this season, we have got to act with wisdom. So I want to encourage everybody, get in your word. Proverbs teaches us a lot about wisdoms. But if you're feeling fearful, because there are a lot of jokes and memes and a lot of things, but what people don't realize is that's people's way of dealing with stress. So don't get mad with somebody who is playing about this, because they may be terrified. Say a prayer for them and keep it moving. But this is what, get in your word. If you need some encouragement, not if you need some encouragement, we need encouragement every day. Get in your word, because your faith is only going to be built through the word. Read Psalms. Psalms was written by David when he's being pursued and in the wilderness. And he constantly talks about the Lord is my strength. Joy comes in the morning. All of those things that will encourage you during this time when we absolutely have no blueprint. We don't know what's going on. Yes, Robin, that is absolutely correct. Prayer is our blueprint. So we've got to be praying for each other, our families, our communities, our state, this country, this world. We're in this together. Nobody is exempt from this. I don't care who you are, black, white, purple, Christian, Protestant, Muslim, whatever, straight, gay, everybody's in this. This is not just affecting one community. It is affecting our community. Good morning, Austin. So in this season, we've got to be band together. We need to adhere to the guidelines. If you have symptoms, because right now it's allergy season. So if you got allergies, that's one thing. Because you hear I sound all husky this morning. I've been out here sweeping pollen, so I got pollen in my throat. But if you are sick with flu-like symptoms, do not go anywhere with other people. I read an article recently where somebody went to a concert venue when they had symptoms, and typically that's a place that has thousands of people in it. We have to be responsible as individuals during this season. If you have flu-like symptoms, don't go anywhere. If you need to order something and have them leave it on your porch or in front of your door, whatever it may be. But please don't go anywhere, because as you can see, this thing is gaining speed. It's not losing speed. So we got to take care of our mental well-being, meditation, tapping, yoga, deep breathing. We've got to absolutely take care of our spiritual well-being, prayer, reading your word. And we got to take care of our community. This is not the time for us to become even more selfish than what we've been being on. Because I'm just going to be honest with you guys. The world that we live in now has a mentality, this all about me, this sense of entitlement. And in that, we have stopped caring about one another. If you're sick, please keep other people in mind and don't go anywhere, because you may be coming into contact with somebody who's a diabetic, somebody who has an autoimmune disease, and although it may not be affecting you to a life or death situation, it could easily kill them. because their immune system is already compromised. And that I'm serious about because my sister has an autoimmune disease. Some of my friends have lupus. We have got to be cognizant of the impact that we are having on other people when we choose to go to the store for something that is not essential. And speaking of essential things, the craziness that's going on in the grocery store. If you've got 12 packs of toilet tissue already, please, even if you see them unloading a new stash of it, leave some for somebody else. It's just that simple. If you've already got some, you don't need enough to last through the whole year. How many? I'm not going to say that. I'm going to let that go. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching In the Garden with Joyful Living. As again, this morning, I didn't write any of this down. I didn't take any notes. I just wanted to talk to everybody this morning. I wanted to encourage you, and I wanted to give you some tips on some things that we need to do going forward so that we can all get through this with our mind intact, with our spirit intact, and physically intact. So guys, thank you for watching In the Garden with Joyful Living. It's a new season. We've got to do things differently. And that means taking care of ourselves and taking care of our communities and taking care of this world that God has given us. But we've neglected it. We've neglected ourselves. And it's a new season. We've got to do things differently. Take this as an opportunity to learn about what is absolutely essential in my life. What am I purchasing, doing, and buying that is not a part, that doesn't advance the kingdom of God? So we've got to cut back on some of this stuff that we've been doing that is, just part of our normal everyday life now. It's a new season. We've got to do things differently. We will get through this, but in order for us to get through this, because I don't want it to impact your family, and I don't want it to impact my family. So we've got to act with wisdom. Read Proverbs. If you need some encouragement, read Psalms. If you're feeling forgotten and unloved, read John. The answers are there right in front of us that are going to get us to where we need to go. Guys, thank you for watching In the Garden with Joyful Living. I am Kimberly Dixon. Please share the video. I love you. Bye-bye.